Hi guys, it's Etro. How is everyone doing? I know that a lot of you people out there that watch my videos love this video. I do it once a year. I do it towards the end of the year, and it's basically about the fragrances I obtained this year, fragrances that I've added to my collection this year. This year has been a really good year, and before I even show you guys the stuff that I have added to my collection, I need to say a huge thank you to a lot of people. It seems that the more my channel grows and the more work I put in and the bigger my following gets, the perfume world opens up to me, basically. So 80% of the stuff that's in this video I am immensely grateful for, because they were gifts from either co-workers or people that I love, or people in the fragrance industry that I've built relationships with, or subscribers. And now that I'm sitting here looking at all of it, it's kind of overwhelming. So I just wanted to start the whole video by saying that anyone in this video that gave me these as gifts, oh my gosh, I appreciate it so much. And I will of course give you individual thank yous, because it's just crazy. Anyway, everything I show you is in order of when I added it to my collection. So, because I'm anal and I make lists, so yeah, the first one is this. It's a Diptych fragrance that was sent to me by a lovely subscriber of mine, Peter Kokoran, who is literally like the perfume fairy, double entendre. He sends me so many things, lovely things, samples, everything, and he contacted me and said, I watched a video of yours when you went to Diptych in central London, and I smelled this and I loved it. So he sent me a bottle. It's called 34 Boulevard Saint-Germain, which is their address. Let me just open it. It's a really beautiful winter fragrance. I love it. It's really resinous, and it comes in this super cute little bag, which I will probably reuse once I finish the fragrance, I'm guessing. Yeah. He sent me this. This is the Eau de Parfum version of it. It comes in Eau de Toilette as well with a white lid, but they're very different scents. This one is much deeper. It's a resinous, smooth, balmy, wintry thing. And the white one is much more of like a spring citrus floral. But I love this, and it was the first thing I got in my collection this year. So I'll put that over there. Just so you guys know, I'm expecting a delivery, so if there's a strange buzzing sound in the video, you know what it is. The next one is a beautiful one. It's called Esparta. I mentioned this in a recent video of mine. It is I guess you could call it an alternative to Frederic Malle's Portrait of a Lady. This is actually my second bottle. I did have a 50ml of it, but I used it. But then I got another one because I love it. It's my cheaper but still just as effective version of Portrait of a Lady by Frederic Malle. It's a rose patchouli incense with some pepper. There's a bit of oud in here as well, but it's not an overly oudy fragrance. I just love this one. I've not used much of this bottle, as you can see, but I used my other 50ml very swiftly. So that's the next one I got. I'm always aware of the clink, clink, clank. The next thing I added is probably one of the most bizarre and unusual things I've added to my collection in a long time. It's really out there, and I'm never really sure when to wear it, but it's Viet Armis by Beaufort London. This brand is really kind of cool. They tend to favour smoke, gunpowder, battles, very unusual compositions, really strong fragrances. And I think this is probably the strongest and weirdest of their collection. It's inspired by the East India Company and everything that they trade. So it has tea in it, it has an opium accord, it has tobacco, gosh, it has leather, it has a smokiness, it has whiskey as well. It's a very unusual and strange fragrance, and I'll try and open it on camera delicately so you can see, but it's very difficult when you're behind a camera. But yeah, they're really cool. I love them. They come in 50 mils only. They're Eau de Parfums, but they behave like extra. They're so strong. It's crazy. It's not for the faint-hearted at all, and I do struggle with, when should I wear this? I'm not sure, but yeah, I love it, and I definitely appreciate the strangeness of this one. Okay. This table is going to get full very quickly. The next thing I added was, when I first went to Bloom Perfumery as a customer, this was one of the things that I immediately fell in love with, and I could not get my thoughts away from it. I was obsessed with it for such a long time. It's called Junkie, and it's by Jaden's Derivan. Can you see there? It means the garden writers. They're all inspired by literature. This one's inspired by the beatniks, or the beatnik movement, and it's a lovely one. It's a really fresh, woody fragrance. I've never smelled anything like this before. It's got Indian hemp in it. It's got some violet. It's got some gardenia and some woods in the base, as usual. But I love this. It's hard to explain, and I actually haven't reviewed this one. I've reviewed the majority of these fragrances, but this one, not yet, because as much as I know it very well, I want to get to know it a lot more before I review it. So, but anyway, it's shot up to one of my favourites. I love this. So the next one is a special one. Indeed, it's one of the ones that I actually did purchase for myself, as well as Junkie. I did purchase that one. This one has become probably one of my top 10 fragrances ever since I found it last year. It is Nanban by Arquiste. It is a super oriental fragrance that's so multi-layered. It's got a lot of notes in there. It's got pepper tea, coffee, saffron, tons of resins, sandalwood, leather. Oh my gosh, I mean, this one to me is, I call it perfection, which I don't say very often. So I'm just opening it off camera. Yeah, it's this one. I call it perfection. I don't know. It seems to fit the bill for me. Everything in here is what I love in fragrances, and when I wear it, I feel immensely confident, I guess you could say. I just feel like I'm a bad bitch when I wear this one, and I love it. I really, really love this one. It's become a super favourite of mine. So, Nanban, off you go. Be careful, don't get hurt. The next two were gifts, and they were unbelievably surprising and generous gifts from one of my favourite, if not possibly my favourite, niche perfume house that exists. I'm guessing if you guys watch me, you're going to know who it is. But it is Camel by Zoologist, and also Nightingale by Zoologist. These two are in my top 3 fragrances from this company. Camel is my favourite, and as far as I'm concerned, always will be, unless Zoologist wow me once again, which they always do. And Nightingale is just so incredibly pretty. Camel, obviously, I've reviewed this one as well. It is North African inspired. It's about trade routes. Everything in here is of the exotic. I love exotic fragrances. I love orientals. This is saffron. It's got dried candied dates, raisins, things like that in it. It's myrrh. It's got a slight animalic note from civet. It's sweet from tonka. I just enjoy wearing this fragrance a whole lot. It's definitely my favourite Zoologist. But I never put it to the side, because I never know what they're going to do next, so I'm always thinking something else might come along that's going to be amazing. And Nightingale is the other one I absolutely love. However, Moth has taken over Nightingale. This one is truly psychedelic. Look at the colour of this liquid. It's bright pink. This was made by a Japanese perfumer called Tomu Inaba. It's inspired by springtime in Japan. It's plum blossom, rose, violet. There is a little bit of oud in here as well. It's woody. It's essentially a chypre, but it's ultra, I guess, kind of vintage smelling and powdery, but so strong at the same time. I wear this one to bed. I love it. I think it's probably a waste to wear it to bed, but it's my kind of comfort blanket when I want to feel comforted and cozy and powdery. So both of these are just absolutely incredible. I love them so much. Anyway, what's next? The next one is Feminite Dubois by Serge Lutens. I got this from Latino. I got this free, of course. You guys know that I am affiliated with them, I guess, but just a little disclaimer, they never send me stuff to review from their choosing. I always choose exactly what I want to review, what I want to add to my collection, and things that I think are interesting. So this one was from Latino. I didn't even have to tell you that, but I'm gonna. Yeah, I got this one because a lot of people compare it to Dolce Vita by Christian Dior, and I wanted to try it out, and it is, like, it does kind of have a similar feeling to Dolce Vita. It's lightly spicy, it's kind of pretty and soft. It's a little bit weird, but in a really good way, and I like that one. I haven't worn it too much, as you can tell. I've only worn that much of it, but when you have a collection that's kind of big, as a lot of you guys will know, you don't get to wear a lot of the things that often. So the next one I got was my third edition of Byredo to my fragrance collection, and this one is called Flowerhead. I don't know if you guys know, but I love me a white floral. I always add more and more white florals to my collection, to the point where I think, do I really need another white floral? The answer is yes. The answer is always yes. So I got this one. I also own Pulp by them, and their crazy abstract one, which is called Ink. But this is Flowerhead. It's about Indian weddings and I guess you call them the wreaths that Indian people wear over their heads when they get married. It's a smooth, slightly strange white floral, but I do really like it, and I love the name, Flowerhead. It kind of describes what I might be as a person. I'm a flowerhead. So the next one is Giant. It's a big box. I got Flora Botanica by Balenciaga. I've had my eye on this fragrance for a really long time. I really like it. I smelled it many times in shops and always had it in the back of my mind to get. I love the bottle. I love the packaging. This one's like a minty green rose. It's like a stemmy floral rose. The bottle is awesome. Look at that. It's everywhere you turn it, it looks different and cool. I really like it. It's very crisp. It's a very crisp, friendly, almost like an icy, minty rose fragrance that I have been complimented on quite a few times, even though I've only used that much, but it's a really good one, and I was really happy to add that to my collection. So that's the next one. The next one's a really fun one. It's one that I have worn many times and really wanted to get a bottle of it. It's called Mojito Chypre, and it's by Pierre Guillaume. It's part of his Croisière collection. He has a line of fragrances that come in these blue bottles that are all themed on travel, journeys, holidays. This one's kind of inspired by Ibiza, and it smells like a kind of, what would I say? It's like a icy strawberry mojito. It has a huge, huge strawberry note, but it feels very cool from a mint note. There's lots of woods in it as well, and this stuff really lasts. Oh my gosh. Can you see how much has been used out of this? In summer, it was used quite a lot. I sprayed this on a blanket once, and it lasted for 48 hours. It's a real strong one. It's really fun. I love the colour of the bottle. Strawberry, minty, woody goodness. I love this one. The next one was an amazing gift that a colleague of mine gave me, Natalia. Oh my God, if you watch this video, you know how appreciative I was when you gave me this fragrance. She actually got it sent all the way from Russia. Not for me, but she got it because it was in her parents' house and she wanted to get it back for herself. And then she gave it to me. This is a pre-formulated bottle of Miss Dior Cherie, which I know is super hard to get hold of now and very coveted. So once again, I am so thankful to have this. I think it smells amazing. It's the first formula that came out from Miss Dior Cherie in the new design. This one is complicated. They had so many formulations, but this is the strawberry popcorn one. It's just so beautiful. I love it. I'm actually scared to wear it, but I will, because I teach myself, if you love something, make sure you wear it. Otherwise, it's just going to sit there and go off. But yeah, I love Miss Dior Cherie, especially this formulation. So Natalia, mwah, Merry Christmas and I love you. The next one I kind of surprised myself with because it's a Jo Malone fragrance, and as much as I don't disregard Jo Malone fragrances, I've never come across one that I thought was really amazing. Apart from Pomegranate Noir, I really liked that one. It felt like Christmas. And then I went to a concert with two friends, and one of them was wearing this fragrance, and I absolutely loved it, so I got it for myself. It's Jo Malone. Let me just do this. 1 second. It's English Oak and Hazelnut. I don't know, this one really, really captured me. I loved it. It kind of does feel a bit masculine to me, but I don't mind. I do wear masculine things from time to time. My friend was wearing this at the concert, and I could smell him when I walked behind him upstairs or when we went to the bar, and it just smelled, to me, very sexy. I really liked it, so I put it on my list to get, and I got it towards the end of this year. So I've not really worn it, as you can tell, but when it comes to the occasion, I will. So this was the next one I got, and I really am happy that I got this one. The next one was a beautiful, beautiful gift from one of my subscribers, Jennifer McRae. Hi Jennifer, I hope you watch this. We've actually gotten to know each other a little bit better recently through chatting a lot. And she sent me this perfume, which I know is a very coveted fragrance in the fragrance community. Upon reading, you know, I didn't realise how much people loved this fragrance or wanted it. So I will do a review of it at some point. And it's Moschino Couture. Oh, almost dropped it then. That would have been disastrous. So Jennifer McRae sent me this. I've worn it a couple of times. I need to do a full proper wearing. I've been quite ill recently, which is annoying. But she sent me this, and it's a really beautiful powdery fragrance with a kind of orange zest feeling and aldehydes. It's really nice. I'm not sure why Moschino, discontinued it. I think that's a travesty, but don't they always discontinue the good ones? But yeah, thank you, Jennifer, so much for this. I love it. I will be reviewing it very soon, at some point. The next one's a real abstract one. It's one I actually reviewed many, many years ago. I'm thinking probably about 3 years ago, maybe 4, I'm not sure. And I recently fell in love with it. It's Rien by Natalia Durand. This is one super crazy, I would call it like a hyper leather fragrance. It's kind of super dirty leather, and then paired together with aldehydes, which make it feel really sparkly and clean. It lasts forever on clothes. It's kind of dark and brooding, but very edgy, and I would say one of the most edgy fragrances that Natalia Durand actually produce. I can't wait to wear it when it gets much, much colder, because it feels to me like it should be worn in the dead of winter. That's just my thoughts, anyway. So that's Rien. So the next one is one that I got very recently, and I've been coveting it for a while. It's definitely not a winter fragrance by any means, but it's one of the most abstract and photorealistic marine fragrances I've ever smelled. It's in the same line as this Mojito Chypre, and it's called Entre Ciel et Mer, which means between sky and sea. This fragrance features Pacific blue algae, sea salt, lichen, tons of cool stuff, and it smells to me like when you're sitting on a beach and you get a waft of somebody else's sun cream. It's very, very cool. It's very, very realistically beachy in terms of the sea, as opposed to, you know, like a crappy, cheap coconut type smell. It's very unique, very abstract, and I don't have anything like this in my collection, so I was really glad to add this to it. And the bottle is very beautiful as well. The colour just makes me so happy. It's actually a lot greener in person. The camera makes it look blue, but yeah, I love this one. You can go over there. Okay, so the next one is... oh god, I don't want to gush, but it's one of the things I was so happy to add to my collection. I was coveting this since summer, possibly even spring. It's another Zoologist, and it's Moth. I've made no bones about the fact that I absolutely love this perfume so much. It has taken the place of Nightingale as the second favourite Zoologist, Camel being the first. This is just so amazing. It's essentially like a smoky, honeyed incense with loads of saffron, spices, a tiny bit of oud, and tons of dusty flowers. So it's got heliotrope, iris, things like that. I describe it as being haunting. I don't know, I just love it. I love the fact that the liquid is black. So I finally have my Moth. I'm so happy about that. Anyway, moving on. The next one's by a company called Walden. They make natural perfumes, and this fragrance is called A Little Stardust. I tried a bunch of their fragrances. Not all of them impressed me so much. I do admittedly have a bit of a problem with naturals. I find the dry downs just to be a little bit empty, I guess. But this one I really liked because it is a tonka and ylang ylang combination. So it's a really cute little bottle. I think it's cute. It's a 50ml one. And it's one of the only naturals that I own. So I like this one. I need to wear it more often, but I do like the smell of it. Who doesn't like tonka and ylang ylang together? I mean, that is a nice combination. And finally, just recently, this is like the end of the year, I got a phone call and an email, well, a phone call first from a subscriber of mine called, called Margie. Margie, I'm guessing you're going to watch this video. I said thank you to you a million times when I met you. I had the pleasure of meeting Margie. She came and met me and literally showered me with perfume. I've never been so overwhelmed in my life. It was crazy. She gave me so many perfumes. So this last part of the video is dedicated to Margie and everything that she gave me. So where do we start? She gave me 12 perfumes. The first one is not going to be in the video because it was a vintage bottle of Belle of Versailles. And unfortunately it cracked on the way home, and I managed to save it though. It had about 10 or 15 mils in it, and I managed to save it. So I had vintage Belle of Versailles for starters. She gave me Bois d'Azil by Chanel, which I'd never smelled before, and I'm wondering why I've never smelled it, because it gives me full-on Samsara vibes. It's this crazy, gorgeous, woody fragrance. Oh my gosh, I love it. It's not as intense as Samsara, but there is something beautifully sandalwoody about it that reminds me of Samsara. So she gave me that one. She also gave me Kier de Rossi by Chanel. I think the ones that she gave me are possibly vintage formulations. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't care. I'm just appreciative of what it is. So this is Kier de Rossi by Chanel. I haven't really worn this one yet because I only got them a week or so ago. But that one is, well, from what I've smelled, is beautiful. She gave me Decadence because she knows I love it. I already have this fragrance, but I'm always happy to receive more. This is a green gourmand, intensely woody thing with a violet note. It's a lovely one for winter. I will definitely be using this one. It's nice to have a backup, I guess you could say. She also gave me this. She gave me a 100ml bottle of Uber by Amouage, and it's old formulation, I can tell because of the lid. The new lids are metallic and they're also magnetic. This is an old formulation Uber by Amouage, so flabbergasted. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Margie. You have no idea. I think this fragrance smells like the Lush, the shop, which makes me really happy because I used to work there. So thank you for that one. She gave me this Roberto Cavalli fragrance. I think it was the first one to come from his new line of fragrances. I think it's just called Roberto Cavalli. It's a white floral. It's like a almost tuberosy orange blossom fragrance, which I haven't really worn too much. Like I said, I just got them. But I love that one too. She gave me Shalimar Parfum Initial, another one that I already have, but I'm amazingly grateful to receive more of it. I love this iris fragrance. This one is stunning, and I'm so thankful that you gave me it. You told me it was just, you said, oh, it's some kind of Shalimar flanker, I don't remember. It's my favourite flanker of Shalimar, so yay. Then there's this one, it's Vintage Vol de Nuit by Guerlain. I have not worn this yet, I don't know what it smells like. I know it's green. I know it's some kind of greenery, oak moss, maybe chypre type thing, I'm not sure. Then she gave me Narciso, the first one in the cube bottle shaped line. This one is the Gardenia Lactonic Milky one. I have reviewed this one as well. I'm so thankful to get this one back, so thank you. Okay, we are getting towards the end. I don't want to knock them off the back of the table. She also gave me Maggot by Etro. I've never tried anything by this brand. I wasn't really aware of who they are, but I have sprayed this one on my skin a little bit, and I can say it's a very elegant powdery thing. In fact, I might wear it after this video because I'm intrigued by it quite a bit. So thank you so much, Margie, for giving me a new brand. I don't know who they are, so yes, Etro, and it's called, it looks like Mazot, but I think it's called Maggot, but not Maggot. But yeah, a powdery, somewhat green thing from what I know. She gave me an Estee Lauder. This is called Very Estee. Let me spray this on my hand now, actually. I think I might have tried this before. I'm not too familiar what's in here, but it does smell very 90s. It feels very smooth. It feels nice. I'll have to wear this one. Again, it feels like it might be along the lines of Beautiful, like a more modern version of Beautiful, but that's just off the cuff, I'm not sure. I like it though. I'll be wearing this more often and see what it's like. And then she gave me this Bulgari. It looks like a little pearl bottle. It's kind of very citrusy, this one. I sprayed it on my arm once. When I opened the package for Margie, I was, of course... Oh, that needs a bit of a clean. That's me. I was handling it a bit too much the other day. Yeah, this one's a very bright citrusy one. I kind of liked it too. So, again, I haven't worn it that much. I need to get to know it more. But thank you, Margie! And the last thing I got was from a lovely colleague of mine, Antonia. She used to work at Penhaligon's, and we were talking in a group before we went to a bar about stuff, and I said, do you know, I reviewed Bluebell by Penhaligon's and I really liked it. And she said, hey, do you know what, I have some. So she gave me the last kind of bits of her bottle of Bluebell by Penhaligon's. I love this one. I don't know how much I will wear it. I will definitely wear it at home or maybe spray it on my pillows. I know that sounds like sacrilege to some people, but it makes me think of an English country garden. I really like it. When I reviewed it, I spoke positively about this one. I love it. So, Antonia, if you ever watch this, which I don't think you will because I don't think you watch my videos, but thank you so much. So, yeah. So, that's it. This is this year's stuff that I added to my collection. It's quite a lot of stuff, but you know, in the grand scheme of things, I've given away a lot of stuff as well, so it's kind of swings and roundabouts. I'm just grateful to receive all of these presents that I got from people, and glad to, you know, buy the stuff that I bought and added to my collection as well. It's a nice, lovely addition and a lot of exciting things to wear for 2019. Which is just around the corner. Anyway, guys, I hope you like this video. I love doing it every year. And I hope this was some perfume porn for your eyes. And I hope it relaxed you a little bit. I don't know how that's possible with my annoying voice. But anyway, click my logo down there to subscribe, guys. Or hit subscribe in the bottom. And I'll see you guys soon for another video. Okay, bye.